Good morning, everyone. My name is Chaturi Rodrigo. Today, I'm going to present about my undergraduate research project. So let me start off my talk by showing you a few interesting pictures. Well, if you go through these pictures carefully, you can see farmers who are working in paddy fields, usage of agrochemicals, and the surrounding water sources. Well, what is the disease that comes into your mind when you look at these pictures? So I'm referring to a human disease. Yes, it is CKDU. The topic of my study is a preliminary study on kidney and liver lesions of cattle from CKDU prevalent North Central province of Sri Lanka. So let me give you a brief introduction about this disease. The abbreviation CKDU stands for chronic kidney disease of unknown etiology. It was first reported in 1990 in Sri Lanka, and the highest disease prevalence has been found in North Central province. The suggested causative factors are multidisciplinary. However, the exact cause and the mechanism of development of the disease is not yet completely understood. Due to the mysterious nature of this disease, a considerable number of studies have been undertaken to establish the pathological findings of the human kidneys. However, no studies have been carried out to identify the pathological findings of animal tissues who live in this particular region. So, objectives of my study is to identify the pathological findings of kidneys and liver of cattle in CKDU prevalent North Central province of Sri Lanka, and to ascertain the similarities of renal lesions of cattle with that of humans who developed CKDU. So let's move to materials and methods of this study. So the sampling was mainly done from the abattoirs. We collected 20 bovine kidney and liver samples from the abattoirs of Colombo and Kandy municipal councils. These samples were randomly collected from the cattle brought from North Central province. So we limited our sampling to Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa districts. These samples were stored in 10% neutral buffered formalin until the further processing begins. These formalin-fixed samples were trimmed, processed, embedded in wax molds, and the sectioning was done using a microtome. To stain these sections, we adopted two different staining techniques, the basic hematoxylin and eosin staining method, and to emphasize certain pathological lesions, we adopted Masson's trichrome staining technique. So let's look at the results of this study. We observed gross and also the histopathological findings. Extensive gross pathological lesions such as fibrosis, necrosis were absent in these tissues. The multifocal petechial hemorrhages were observed as the main lesion in kidney tissues, and no significant gross lesions were observed in any of the liver sections grossly. So the histopathological findings were quite interesting. We observed several kidney lesions. These are the main lesions that we observed. Inflammatory cell infiltration, which was composed of lymphocytes, tubular degeneration and necrosis, glomerular sclerosis and the thickening of Bowman's capsule, and the initial stage of interstitial fibrosis. And as the liver lesions, we observed two main lesions, centrilobular necrosis and the interstitial inflammation, which was of focal and diffuse manner, and it was also composed of lymphocytes. So let's look at the results, tabulated results of this study. So we tabulated all these results, and they were categorized under several severity stages like absent, mild, moderate, severe, and very severe. So as you see in this table, almost all the lesions belong to the mild version of the severity. So we did the same thing for liver lesions as well. They were also categorized as absent, mild, moderate, severe stages, and they were also belong to the mild version of the severity. So let's go through some of the photomicrographs that were taken during the study. So lymphocytic aggregates were the main lesion we observed in kidneys. So as you see in these images, image A and B shows the lymphocytic aggregates in the interstitium. So we observed tubular degeneration and atrophy. As you see in this picture A, these arrows show the tubular degeneration, tubular cells which are undergoing degeneration. So glomerular sclerosis and thickening of the Bowman's capsule was also evident. So image A shows the sclerotic glomeruli and the image B shows the Bowman's capsule has thickened. So initial stage of interstitial fibrosis was also evident. So as you see in these images, these black arrows show the fibrotic bridges that are being formed in the interstitium. So as I already mentioned, we adopted Masson's trichrome staining as a different staining method to put more emphasis on certain lesions like fibrosis. So these are the images that were taken from those sections. So this image A and B shows the fibrosis in the interstitium very clearly. So let's look at some of the liver sections as well. Central lobular necrosis of varying degree were also evident. So these pictures show the mild and the severe stages of the central lobular necrosis. So lymphocytic aggregates were of focal and diffuse manner. So focal manner was always associated with the Glissen's sheath. This is the Glissen's sheath associated lymphocytic aggregates, and these are the diffuse lymphocytic infiltration. So we compared the lesions that we observed in bovine kidneys with the lesions that have been found in the human kidneys. So the researchers have found out these are the main lesions they have observed in human kidneys: lymphocytic infiltration, tubular atrophy, glomerular sclerosis, and interstitial fibrosis. So as we compare these lesions together, we observed a notable resemblance between the histopathological lesions of humans and bovine kidneys from this particular region. So in addition to renal pathology, we observed the liver sections as well. The liver sections were suggestive of a toxic hepatopathy, but the comparison could not be done since the liver studies have not been performed in humans yet. So these findings are suggestive of a probable common etiology. However, further investigations are necessary to determine the exact causes of this disease. So as a future direction of this study, I would like to investigate the residues of the heavy metals and the pesticides in bovine liver and kidney samples collected from the CKDU prevalent areas to detect the exact etiology. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to these personnel. Thank you.